Hello, and welcome to the Game Vault. I'm Toby, and today we're counting down the top 5 worst characters in Skyrim. Now, the world of Skyrim has some pretty despicable characters, from bandits to forsworn, hagravens to farmer, all of whom are trying their hardest to kill you, the Dragonborn. But that's not all. For seasoned Skyrimers, life-threatening combat is old hat. Been there, done that. Now the characters that really get to me are the ones who are rude, unappreciative, sarcastic, and just generally creepy. So, without further ado, here are the top 5 worst characters in Skyrim according to the Game Vault. And be warned, spoilers ahead for certain questlines. Number 5. Belethor. As I'm sure it was for many of you, Whiterun was the first major town I visited in Skyrim. It's the first opportunity you'll probably have to buy a house, and for me it was a base from which I could set off on my numerous adventures. I would always return to Whiterun to hand in quests, sell loot and replenish supplies. Oh, and of course be insulted by Belethor, the rude Breton who runs the general goods store. Upon first meeting Belethor, you could ask him a number of seemingly harmless questions about the state of his business. But ask him about what brought him to Skyrim, and you'll get an answer overflowing with sarcasm.
But without a doubt, the most compelling feature of this frozen wasteland is the volley of inane questions leveled at me on a regular basis.
And to top that off, when you leave the store, your farewell from the Breton will be equally sarcastic.
Do come back.
And, just to add insult to injury, Belethor may even send hired thugs after you if you do so much as knock over a trinket in his shop. Now that's what I call customer service. Number 4. Bjorn. Upon first visiting the Dark Brotherhood Sanctuary down near Falkreath, we were understandably excited. After all, we'd just been invited by the mysterious and gorgeous Astrid to a society that not only encourages but rewards us for killing absolute strangers, and I've been doing that for free for absolutely ages. Unfortunately, not everyone is as welcoming as Astrid. Bjorn, for example. He's a Nord member of the Dark Brotherhood and is in fact married to the leader, so he gains instant hate points because Astrid is amazing and I want her for myself. But apart from stealing away the dark and mysterious Astrid, Bjorn is just a bit of an arse.
Look, if you're trying to get to know me, don't. I don't like you, and I never will.
From the get-go, it's obvious that he doesn't like you, and he's the only member of the Dark Brotherhood who refuses to give you advice when asked. And did I mention that he's a werewolf and constantly passive-aggressively taunts you by suggesting that he's going to eat you? Because that's exactly what he does, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who finds being called ham hock and beef roast slightly unsettling.
Later, ham hock.
To top it all off, it turns out that Bjorn is a former companion, which explains his lycanthropy, but he was kicked out due to his unorthodox methods. Now we imagine this to mean that he was far too sneaky and underhanded for the noble companions, and anyone that incurs the wrath of either Ayla or Farkas is a baddie in our eyes. He does begin to show an interest in the Dragonborn towards the end of the Dark Brotherhood questline, once we've helped save his life, but for me, it's just too little, too late. Number 3. Cicero. Yet another member of the Dark Brotherhood, but this time it's the extremely creepy and unsettling Cicero. Before you are even aware of the underground group of assassins to whom he's affiliated, you might run into this jester just outside Whiterun at Loria's farm. You'll find Cicero stranded on the road alongside a suspicious wooden crate, which he claims contains his dead mother.
I'm taking Mother to a new home, a new crypt.
Nothing weird going on here then. Speak to Cicero, and you can either help him by convincing a local farmer to help repair the merry man's broken wagon, or you can join forces with the mistrustful farmer and report Cicero to a patrolling guard. However, when choosing this latter option, upon returning to the farm at a later date, you'll find that both the farmer and his wife have been mysteriously and brutally murdered. There's no confirmation as such, but we know who we put our money on the perpetrator being. Later, Cicero will appear in the Dark Brotherhood Sanctuary, along with his mother, and if you look around his room, you'll find his journal detailing how unhappy he is with Astrid's way of running the group. Further along the Dark Brotherhood questline, you find out that Cicero has gone mad and tried to kill Astrid, leading you to chase down Cicero for revenge. Now, Cicero is a character who has always given me the creeps. It's everything about him, from the ratty jester outfit stolen from his last victim, to his high-pitched hysterical laugh and his unhinged way of always speaking the third person.
Oh, yes, yes, yes! Thank you, thank you, thank you! Cicero bids you farewell.
You're a baddie, Cicero, and we know you murdered the Loriuses. Number 2. Grelod the Kind. Wandering around Skyrim, you might hear rumours of a young boy, Aventus Arantino, trying to make contact with the Dark Brotherhood. If you head to Windhelm and break into the Arantino residence, you'll be greeted by the sight of said young boy crouched over a human skeleton, repeating the same chant over and over again.
For the sins of the unworthy must be baptized in blood and fear.
This is Aventus, and he'll tell you that he was trying to recruit the Dark Brotherhood for an assassination contract. Turns out that after his mother died, Aventus went to live at the Riften orphanage, and it's the woman who runs the orphanage that he once killed.
So I ran away and came home and performed the Black Sacrament. Now you're here, and you could kill Grelod the Kind!
With a name steeped in irony, Grelod is an elderly Nord woman with a reputation for cruelty and a complete lack of remorse. At the orphanage, you will witness this firsthand, with a scene of Grelod threatening her charges with beatings and telling them that they'll never be adopted because nobody wants them. And this may very well be true, and some of those children are hideously ugly, but you're not supposed to tell them that. By speaking to both the children and Grelod's long-suffering assistant Constance, we find out the extent of Grelod's cruelty, which, for me at least, sealed the decision to follow through on Aventus' contract.
I hate it here. Grelod the Kind is the meanest person in all of Skyrim.
But if you're worried about the consequences of taking down an old lady in the middle of Riften, fear not. You can execute Grelod in front of the children with absolutely no repercussions. In fact, the children will actually cheer for you. Stick around long enough, however, and Constance may alert the guards, but apart from that, no one seems to care at all. And this nonchalance is a true testament to the woman. Enjoy the flames of hell, Grelod. Number 1. Carnot. If you've never visited the College of Winterhold, firstly, what's wrong with you? But secondly, you might well be confused about why I've put this character at the top of my worst NPCs of Skyrim list. Upon first meeting this Altmer mage, he gives off an instant impression of being stuck up, arrogant and suspicious, which actually isn't anything out of the ordinary for Skyrim.
Another new apprentice, I see. I assure you that I shall be watching you, all of you, very closely.
However, after speaking to him for a little longer and asking around the college, you find out that Carnot is a member of the Thalmor, an elven supremacy group sworn to wipe out worship of gods other than their own and to unify the Empire under their rule. So basically, magical Nazis. Many members of the college are deeply suspicious of Carnot, convinced that he's up to something and that he's spying on them on behalf of the Thalmor.
Don't trust that one. He's up to something.
As the College of Winterhold questline progresses, it becomes increasingly clear that Carnot is indeed up to something, and is involved in a sinister plot related to the discovery of the Eye of Magnus, a dangerous artifact unearthed at the start of the questline. Indeed, later we find out that Carnot has betrayed the college in an attempt to become all-powerful, and, in the process, killed a number of key college members, including the Archmage and Mirabelle, my mentor. As someone who became very invested in this questline, I can never ever forgive Carnot for his treachery, even if it did result in us getting swanky new robes and an upgrade to our living quarters. But Carnot, you're a baddie. So that's it for our top 5 worst characters of Skyrim. Please let us know in the comments what you think, whether you agree with us, or whether you think we left out anyone who's more deserving. If you enjoyed watching, then please like the video, and make sure to subscribe in order to keep up to date with what's going on with the channel. Also, follow us on Twitter at TheGameVaultUK. You know it makes sense. So, that just leaves us to say thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.